This insufferable waste of oxygen, Arlo, he's going back to the Bagon team. This might be like the third rotation that Bagon has come back in, but anyway, we're gonna make this fight a lot harder than it needs to be just to demonstrate for people who may be beginners or maybe need a budget team or something. Hopefully Pokemon that have been well accessible, you know, either they've been in the game for a long time or they've had community days, for instance in the case of Obstagoon, but also our first spot Pokemon, which will be Walrein. You notice we swapped in right away, or swapped out and swapped in, I guess. Whatever, you get it. Team Go Rocket stands still every time you do a switch or every time either side uses a charge move. So because they stand still, that's time that you can just be generating energy, right? Like we're generating energy to throw off these icicle spears. The thing about Walrein is like, yeah, it resists because it's part water, but then the ice part with Bagon using Ember as its fast attack, that will maybe trip you up if you're just like, if you're brand new, maybe your Walrein's not very powerful and stuff. So I did make sure that all these Pokemon were weaker too in CP levels. You know, I want this to be representative. Like you could obviously go 2500, 3000 CP, you know, whatever their max could be, you could max them out and use these same Pokemon and just do a lot better, like perform this a lot quicker, a lot easier. So again, I'm showing you like the hard way around to give you that budget team and to show you this is possible, you know, no matter what your level, no matter what your experience and stuff, you just do have to make sure that you're using type advantages, kind of thinking of those things, and also using the strategies I say, like not just the stagnation period and taking advantage of that, right, when Team Go Rocket stands still, but also using spammy fast moves and charge move combos. So like, you know, you want a fast attack generally that's going to generate a lot of energy per hit, while you have a charge attack that doesn't take a lot of energy to fire off, right? So that way you can keep on using charge attacks just over and over and over again, which means Team Go Rocket is going to stand still for most of the time. Now, we're going to say there's a slight deviation here, right, with Obstagoon. The thing about Obstagoon is it can have counter, but that wouldn't be super effective against this Hypno right here. I did opt for Lick. The problem is Lick doesn't do a whole lot of damage. We might be almost in the same exact place if we just would have gone counter and not done super effective. It's just because counter does a lot of damage even if it's not very effective, but it also generates a lot more energy per hit. But hey, this Obstagoon had Lick already on it. I just opted for that or whatever. Again, this is not a big deal because this Arlo, like these fights are so easy. Like they just made Team Go Rocket the leaders so dang easy, and it really bums me out. They used to be like a lot harder, a lot more of a challenge and stuff when they first started. At least there's Giovanni, so you know, come to this channel to check out Giovanni. Ooh, wow, this actually got a little bit closer than I thought. This is an old school Flareon with Ember. You probably would want Fire Spin on your Flareon, and most of yours are gonna have it. You know, Ember's sort of an old attack, but look at that. Like if you go up against Scizor, just basically use any fire type. Arlo's, you know, saying, how can this be? I never lose, except like he always loses. They always give him terrible lineups to go up against us. But hey, if you guys want to see some more, maybe harder fights, click an end screen on screen. Hopefully it'll take you to something else that you need. And thanks for viewing.